Why life as a kidnapped ant slave is utterly heartbreaking. One day, strangers break into your home, destroy your colony, carry you away in their jaws, and when you finally wake up, your brain tells you to love them. You begin life as a tiny, helpless ant larva in a small, warm nest, hidden under a stone or inside a rotting acorn. You cannot see the world yet. You cannot run. You cannot choose anything. Around you are your sisters, workers cleaning you, feeding you, moving you deeper when the air becomes too dry. Your life is supposed to be simple. Grow, harden, wake up. Learn the smell of your colony, serve your mother queen, help raise the next generation. To an ant, family is not a face. It is chemistry, a living password spread across bodies, tunnels, eggs, and soil. If someone smells right, they are home. If they smell wrong, they are danger. And then, one afternoon, the password fails. A scout finds your nest. She is not here for food. She belongs to a slave-making ant colony, a society built around one brutal trick: stealing the brood from other ants and turning them into workers. Soon, the raid begins. A line of attackers pours into your home like a living wound. Your adult sisters rush to defend the brood chambers. Some bite, some spray alarm chemicals. But the raiders are built for this. Their bodies are fast, and their jaws are shaped for combat. Their entire colony depends on captive labor because many slave-making ants are terrible at normal life. Some can barely feed themselves properly. Some cannot raise their own young without stolen labor. They are warriors with a domestic problem. And you are the solution. Your nest becomes chaos. Eggs scatter. Pupae are ripped from piles. The queen's chemical calm is drowned under panic signals. The floor vibrates with fear. You are not even old enough to understand that your world is ending. A raider grabs you. Your soft body is lifted into the open air, carried away from the only smell you have ever known. Behind you, your colony is shrinking into noise. You are taken across leaves, dirt, roots, and stones, clamped inside the jaws of an enemy who treats you like cargo. But you survive the journey, which is the cruel part. The raiders carry you into their nest and place you among stolen brood from your own species. Around you are unfamiliar tunnels, unfamiliar workers, unfamiliar queen signals. Everything should feel wrong, but your brain is still unfinished. You are in the most vulnerable stage of ant identity. When you finally emerge as an adult worker, your nervous system begins learning the smell around you, and the smell around you is theirs. So your brain makes the mistake that will define your life. It calls the enemy home. You wake up in the colony that destroyed yours, and you do not scream. You do not search for your real mother. You do not remember the raid as a tragedy. You simply begin working. Because you are an ant, and ants do not carry childhood memories like stories. They carry chemical rules. You groom the bodies of the slave makers. You feed their larvae. You clean their chambers. You carry their eggs in your jaws with the same careful tenderness your sisters once used on you. The most heartbreaking thing is not that you are forced. It is that you think you belong. The slave makers do not need chains. They have timing. They stole you before you knew who you were. They let your own biology complete the prison. Every day you serve the colony that erased your real one. When the parasite queen lays eggs, you protect them. When her larvae beg for food, you feed them. When danger approaches, you stand at the entrance and defend your captors. And then comes the worst job, a new raid. The slave-making workers gather at the entrance, excited by chemical trails. The colony moves like a weapon, and you move with them. You, a kidnapped ant, now march toward another nest of your own kind. Somewhere under a stone, a colony smells like the home you lost. Workers are feeding larvae. A queen is alive in the dark. You enter with the raiders. The defenders smell almost familiar. Not exactly your nest, but close. Maybe cousins. Maybe the same species, living the life you were supposed to have. But to them, you are not a victim. You are part of the invasion. You help carry away their children. This is nature's most elegant nightmare. A captive worker turned into the hand that captures more cocoons. Back in the slave maker nest, the new pupae are piled in the brood chamber. You clean them. In a few weeks, they will wake up, smell the wrong colony, and make the same mistake you did. The machine continues. But something strange happens inside some enslaved ants. Not memory, something quieter, colder, and maybe more powerful. When slave maker pupa begin developing, some enslaved workers stop caring for them properly. They bite them. They pull them apart. They eliminate the future queens and workers of the parasite colony. From the outside, it looks like an execution. From evolution's point of view, it may be the only rebellion left. You cannot save yourself. You cannot return home. You cannot have offspring. Your own life has already been spent inside the wrong nest. But nearby colonies of your species may still survive. Maybe some are related to you. By killing the slave maker brood, enslaved workers can weaken the parasite nest and reduce future raids. You do not understand any of this. You only stand in the dark with a pale parasite pupa between your jaws. For once, the chemical script breaks. You bite down. Not enough to free yourself, enough to make the next raid smaller. Your life remains tragic. You still clean the tunnels. You still feed the queen that is not your queen. You still sleep in a nest built from the stolen labor of ghosts. But somewhere outside, another small colony gets one more peaceful afternoon. Another larva stays warm. Another young worker wakes up under the correct smell and learns the right word for home. And that is the devastating truth of your life. You were captured before you had a name, raised by the enemy, used to destroy your own kind. But in the deepest chamber of the colony that stole everything from you, your final act is not obedience. It is sabotage. Tiny, silent, almost invisible. But in the world of ants, even heartbreak can become a weapon.